So this esports class, and I'm sharing my screen here right now, is about I did an esports elective approach from a social science perspective. I'm student teaching at a school. I'm student teaching a government econ class, and they decided to ask me to, for one semester, teach an elective course on video games. So I ended up teaching it through the lens of social science. So to get to it really quickly, this is an elective course for high school level, 9th through 12th grade. This class in particular ended up being mostly 9th grade students, but there is a mix of all. There's juniors, seniors, sophomores, but mostly freshmen in this class. The main takeaways that you can look at once you get a chance to look at my work here is that I've split the class into about 3 separate units here. The first one, and the one that I was able to focus on the most, because this is one that happened in person before we decided to change to distance learning, is the history and importance of video games. So this is an overview of video games, from the very first video games up until about today. That's pretty self-explanatory. Most of the explanations for that are below. The second unit is the cultural, social, and psychological experiences of video games. That's about gaming controversies, how they relate to our psychology, the benefits of gaming, social games, things like that. That runs very close to like English language arts and social science, exactly, taking a closer look at that. I have some units in there for that. And then finally, the last unit is taking a closer look at the esports and video game industry as a whole. So there's a lot about how quarantine video games are affected, but there's also more practical explanation that I've taken the class, especially in the last few weeks. It might not end up on here, but you could just think about how I've looked at just ways that students can learn to get involved in the esports industry as a career and the video game industry as a whole. So that's sort of the overview of this. I have everything else laid out here. Just wanted to give you an introduction, and I hope you enjoy learning about it as much as I enjoy teaching it. Thanks. Some of the key takeaways that I wanted to add to that are that it's an elective course, so students are never too stressed out by the work. The work is mostly low stress. It allows students to think about things, but I don't assign tests, and I don't assign too formal or heavy of assignments, other than perhaps a few. When I converted this to online, most of our classes looked like we would have a ongoing homework assignment for a week. Then we would have one day in class where we would meet in person virtually, and I would usually give an interactive lesson, or we would watch source videos or things like that. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot more that I could talk about, but that's summing it up for now, I believe. Thanks.